once he sees the mountaintop after the 150 days, there's 40 more days. So they were there for a long time. That's at least a year, right?
So like when God shut them in, could they like open windows and stuff, or was like everything just shut from them?
No, it said that he opened the window.
I
Yeah.
wasn't sure like if that's after.
Yeah, that's a little confusing. But it said that Noah opened the window, so I guess they could open the window. But then God said to Noah, "Go out from the ark, bring with you." Okay.
I guess the ark was like high enough where they could open the window and that's what
Yeah. So he could open the window at that point,
Then how was
because that was when the waters were subsided. They could see the mountaintop then. So then they're just kind of sitting in the mountaintop. Yeah, that's all they're doing. They're just kind of waiting.
I couldn't wait that long.
I couldn't either, because you can't really, you can't farm because you're in an ark, and there's not a whole lot to do except take care of the livestock and the family.
Aquaponics.
What?
Aquaponics.
Aquaponics?
Aquaponics. Like
Aqua-
farming with water.
Oh, I mean, you could. Kind of smart, Weston. Way to go.
Yeah, I'm smart.
Yeah, you are, baby. You are. Okay. So, anybody else have any questions up until this point? All right. So then, once the floods are over and they come out, they try to get back to a normal lifestyle. So chapter 8, verse 20 is where we're going to start. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord and took some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. So there's the offerings. Hey, I just noticed that you came in. So there's the offerings right there. All right, verse 21. And when the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground because of men, for the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I ever again strike down every living creature as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. So that's where God, that's where he promises that he won't ever do that again. He'll never get upset again. It's kind of like, parents, we can relate to it pretty easy because we say and do stuff to kind of discipline you guys. And then whether or not you believe us, we feel bad afterwards. We look back and we're like, okay, maybe we were a little harsh. I know I do it sometimes. And I feel like that's God's...
No time.
I feel like that's where God is. He got upset and he was disappointed. I know you guys have heard that word a lot. Disappointed. I use that because Aubrey doesn't like it a lot. So I'll say disappointed. Well, it brings a point. It's not the fact that we're angry. It's the fact that we're hurt. Much like God was hurt because he had built this beautiful garden for his creation in which he wanted to share with all of us. And we kind of jacked that up. So he was upset.
Would that be considered a sin because he got really mad and he wanted to destroy everything?
Well, it kind of makes God a little more human to us. We can kind of relate to him a little bit. Does that make sense? Oh, I wouldn't really say sin because God he can't be with sin. He's God. He won't sin and he can't associate with sin. But it's the human side. See? Does that make sense to you guys? Makes him a little more real to us. And in return, relate to us a little bit. So maybe that's why it was so easy for Jesus to kind of feel those human shoes. because God could relate. Does that make sense, or did I just take it like way far? Good? All good? Okay. Tell me if I need to bring it back down a little bit. Sometimes I can get it. Sometimes, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm thinking too. So like, sometimes stuff comes to me, and I just say it, and I don't want it to go over your head. Okay. Let's see. That was really all I wanted to touch on. And then next week, we're going to talk about the Tower of Babel, which is really fun. So do you guys have any more questions about Noah and the flood, and all that fun stuff?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so didn't he brought 7 clean, or like 7 pairs of clean, and then like 7 pairs of unclean or something like that,
Uh-huh.
right? What was the purpose of bringing the unclean animals if he was only going to sacrifice the clean?
Food. And reproduction.
Only sacrifice the
Why would you?
Okay, what's the difference between clean and unclean?
I want to say that it's pure, like pure bread.
Okay.
Open your phone for me real fast. But I want to make sure I get that. Wouldn't you? Isn't that what y'all, is that right? Okay. That's what I would think. Yeah, do difference between clean and unclean. Because the clean would be the ones for the offering. Let me double check that. Yeah. Some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird, yeah. So those were reserved.
Clean ones were not suitable for
Let me see. That were declared unclean. Okay, so that goes back to their traditions. So in the Old Testament, there are a list of animals that were declared as unclean under the Mosaic laws. And those included pork, rabbit, camels, animals with paws, like dogs, cats, lions, also some creeping things, birds that were not suitable for consumption. Okay, so that goes back to the Jews and their traditions and what their beliefs were.
It's like fish, it says in the Bible somewhere we're not supposed to eat fish that without scales. It
Yeah.
says it somewhere, I forget where, but it says it somewhere.
Yeah,
So that goes back to their traditions and what they believe.
yeah, it's
So
like
that-
bottom
that-
feeders
yeah,
and
so that's
stuff
the
like
same-
that.
That's the same thing, just,
So that's what that is. So you've got like perfect, pure animals that were higher.
Okay.
like doves,
Mm-hmm.
and, sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I've never really given this much thought. Any other questions? Any more
Was
comments?
the koala bear on the ark?
Was the koala? I don't know.
Like, every
I know.
animal?
Crystal was
Is
the
it
koala.
clean or unclean?
I would say that they're clean because they're super cute. So, you know.
It said the dogs were unclean.
It depends on the breed of the dog, because there is some ugly dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
The Great Danes.
So,
Sometimes.
You can't just say Great Danes, say sometimes. Gotta say sometimes Great Danes.
Sometimes Great Danes are ugly.
okay. So, we'll go ahead and pick up chapter 9 really fast, finish this Noah thing. Chapter 9 verse 11 is where chapter 9 verse 8 is where I'm gonna start with you guys. Nope, we're gonna go ahead and pick it back up. Just go ahead and start chapter 9 from verse 1. And God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth and upon every bird of the heavens, upon everything that creeps on the ground and all the flesh of the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. And as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything. But you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is its blood.